Hello there, this is Mommy So True. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you take a moment to subscribe to the channel, comment on today's video, and like the video if it relates to you. Sharing what I've learned, what I've experienced, what I'm still learning, and the things that I'm going through on a daily and weekly basis. Today, I'm here to talk for us super empaths. Super empath is a psychological term, but I'm gonna break it down and help all of us understand what it means, because honestly, a lot of us who are fighting through this, who have been battling through this, a lot of us who are awoke to what's going on in dealing with these narcs are probably a super empath, and you may not even know it. Through my last situation dealing with a narcissistic ex-husband, I have learned that I am definitely a true super empath. So I can share with you what I know about empaths and super empaths and how we play a role in dealing with these narcs. First of all, as a super empath, we are not a good target for a narcissist. We're not. Yeah, they walk into our lives and they fool us a little bit. They make us think that, they're this person that obviously they're not, which we learn over time. But as a super empath, you're compassionate, you're loving, and you see the best in people first, right? That's why you gave that narc a chance. But what the narc didn't realize is once that mask starts to fall off as a super empath, you wake all the way up. You wake up and you start getting smart on that narc. Super empaths are so hard to manipulate because we are realists. Everything we do is honest. We don't operate in lies and manipulation. We are honest people. We're honest about ourselves. Our core identity is so strong. We are confident in who we are, and we don't let nobody tell us that we're something different. We don't let nobody come in and change who we are. Because why? We have done so much work within ourselves that by the time a narc comes into your life in your adulthood as a super empath, there's only so far they're gonna be able to go with you before you start shutting them down. A super empath don't scare easily. No, that's why some of y'all are able to stand against that narcissist that you're dealing with, because you don't scare easily. Their words may not frighten you as much as they thought. Their actions may not frighten you as much as they thought, because a super empath has some kind of strength that some people are not ready for. We don't like drama and we don't start drama, but we will face drama. We will throw our hands up when it's time to fight, but we are not the fight starters. That's a super empath. We never start the fire, but we know how to refire some shit. A super empath is super thick-skinned. The narcissist did not recognize that in the beginning because we come off as so sweet, so compassionate, so loving, so nurturing, until you cross us. Cross me if you want to. As a super empath, you're either gonna love me or you're gonna hate me. As a super empath, we are well boundaried. We know how to say no. Even if it takes us a little while, we wait for the right time to start saying no. And most of the time when we start saying no, people get mad as hell. Now you evil. Hell, you probably getting called a narcissist now just because you saying no. Now you selfish. A super empath don't compromise their integrity for nobody or no situation. We are so fiercely independent. That's why a super empath can move on from a narcissist and be fine. We are not codependent beings. There are empaths that are so codependent and cannot help but to be around someone and need someone all the time. And those empaths find it very hard to leave a narcissistic relationship. But a super empath, you be like, "Pooh, I don't need you, never did, never will, and I'm good without you." A super empath will walk away if they are not being treated right. Ain't nobody sitting around taking fuckery from somebody year after year after year after year. Not no super empath. Super empaths are so spiritually connected, so spiritually in tuned. There's no way you can blind us with the darkness of a narcissist for a very long time. There's no way. Our discernment is so strong. We pick up on energy from a mile away. When I was married to a narcissist, I always knew when he was most vulnerable, and I always knew how to act. I always knew when he was about to get pissed off or mad and do some things, and I always knew what I needed to do before then, or how to handle it when it did come out of him. That was the power that I had as a super empath, to sense these emotions and know how to act or how to react beforehand. I didn't always react the right way, but I was able to discern things and shut things down properly because of the power that I have as a super empath. Super empaths are always on to people. We're always on to you. And most of the time, we won't let you know. We won't let you know by telling you. We'll let you know by showing you what a piece of shit you are, by reflecting that back to you. And sometimes super empaths, we don't even realize that we are projecting other people's behaviors back to themselves. It's like we don't realize we're doing it because we're doing it so they can realize it about themselves. You might be dealing with a narcissistic parent who keeps taking your money, and you realize how selfish they are. So now you start moving selfishly. It's not because you're selfish, it's because you're projecting that behavior back to her so she can feel that, get a taste of her own medicine. When that husband gives you that silent treatment, that super empath gets tired of that silent treatment. Now she's feeding him what he keeps dishing out to her. You're projecting that same bullshit back. You know what I mean? What super empaths won't do is go as far to the extent what the narcs would do and cheat and have all these other supplies and do all this dirty shit. We ain't gonna go that extent. But we will give you a taste of your own medicine to a certain degree. You will start feeling it. We will make you push yourself out of the door. I told y'all my ex left the marriage so many times. And now looking back, I'm like, oh, it's because of the power that I have as a super empath. When I started treating him how he was treating me and distancing myself in the house, and he felt my energy, that was me showing my power as a super empath. He couldn't stand that shit. As a super empath, you remember every detail that somebody tells you, especially these narcissists. Narcissists lie so much, they manipulate so much. And if they're dealing with a super empath, they be saying stuff that they don't think you're gonna remember. And as a super empath, you're gonna use that to humiliate them and bring down their ego in times when they don't expect it. And this is what I mean by we have the power to project people's behaviors onto themselves. It's not done in a way where it changes who we are. It's done in a way where that person starts to see that, and they're either going to be mad at you for being that way, or they're going to self-reflect and realize that they're actually that way and you're doing it to them because you're tired of their shit. What these stupid narcs don't realize is, don't lie to no super empath, man. Don't lie to no super empath. That's the last thing you want to do. Because we might sit there and listen to it, we might engage, but we not buying that bullshit though. The narcissist finds a super empath to be hella attractive and hella envious. We carry a lot of traits that they would never have. We're able to balance a lot of things that they cannot. And most of the time, I feel like for those of you that are not being hoovered by a narc, it's because you're a super empath. They are afraid of you. You should be proud of that. Super empath is not a typical empath, y'all. It's not a typical empath. If you know you're a true empath, if you know you're a super empath, you better hold on to your power. You better grab it. You better understand it, because you are a powerful being. Typical empaths are weak souls, like that new supply that person is with. A weak empath. They doing this, that, and the third for your ex because they're weak. They're gonna stay and pretend to be happy with your ex because they're weak. You, on the other hand, as a super empath, all you gotta do is walk into a room full of toxic people, and most of them are gonna dislike you off rip because you're so highly intuitive and you ain't going for that toxic bullshit. The con to being a super empath to me is that we're easily overwhelmed. And I think that's because we have such strong intuition. Sometimes we pick up on so many things and we may not be able to really comprehend or understand what's happening or what's going on, and we can become seriously overwhelmed. And a lot of us are so introverted. A lot of us are so introverted, it seems like we're not people, but we are people. We just rather be alone because it's easier to think. It's easier to get your thoughts together, and it's easier to understand yourself. Super empaths are easily misunderstood, but we have extreme high levels of self-worth. We know who we are, and for us, gaslighting really don't work. It really don't work. Once a narc starts to gaslight a super empath, in their mind, they're already making their exit strategy. They're already figuring out how the hell they're gonna run away from you and never come back around you. Because it just, for a super empath, people that operate in darkness, it just don't sit well with us. It just don't. We either gonna beat your ass or leave your ass. Super empaths ain't got time to play these stupid games with a narcissist. If anything, we gonna make you play our game. You are going to regret messing with a super empath because they're gonna make sure that your ego is torn down before they are done with you or before you are done with them, Mr. and Mrs. Narc. Super empaths are not the ones you wanna mess with. And anytime a super empath encounters another narcissistic relationship, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna become stronger. They're gonna be able to discern things that they couldn't discern before so that another narc can't enter their lives. The last piece that I want to share about super empaths is a lot of times a super empath is also the family scapegoat. I speak for myself here because I come from such a toxic family dynamic. Being a super empath, a lot of things never sat well with me, and I've always been the one that seemed to be running away from my family because I just didn't tolerate a lot of the things that were happening, and I didn't tolerate the abuse anymore after a while. So that led for me being the scapegoat of my family. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I will be speaking a lot about the scapegoat dynamic in the family, being a scapegoat, dealing with that, healing from that, going through that, and how all of this just ties in together. Again, y'all, this is Mommy So True. I just wanted to come today and share these facts about the super empath because we are here, we are strong, and we are going to fight these narcs every time they try it. We're not dumb. We're just loving creatures. We're just people who give everyone a chance. You shouldn't feel bad for that. We're just givers. We're lovers. We're genuine souls. You can't be mad at yourself for being that. That's just who you are. But you have to learn and understand who you are so you can better utilize your power against fighting these narcissists. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on today's video. Let me know your thoughts about the super empath dynamic, and I will see you guys next time.